I created this Trinity Bible study for one of my closest Jehovah Witness friends. As a fundamental Baptist myself, my Jehovah Witness friends kept telling me that we as Baptists got most of our Trinity verses out of the New Testament, and that the Old Testament doesn't teach Trinity at all. So with that in mind, let's find out if the Bible teaches Trinity by comparing both the Old and the New Testament Bible scriptures.
All right, the Father has a new name given to him. I thought this was very interesting too. We've talked a little bit about this as well. In fact, I would say 80% of a lot of these verses we've talked about in the past, but this is a culmination of everything in this one slide presentation so that we get a good view of the entire puzzle. Not just one piece of the puzzle here, one piece of the puzzle there. We're getting the whole thing so that when we pull back after it's all over, we can see it, that there's no doubt that Jesus, and the Father are the same one God. Isaiah 62:2, And the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness, and all kings thy glory, and thou shalt be called by a new name, which the mouth of the Lord shall name. Now, it's interesting they're talking about Gentiles here, because in Isaiah, they were not ever going to the Gentiles. It was always to the Jew, and the Jew first. It wasn't until the New Testament, when everything went, crazy there with Jesus' crucifixion and all of that. It's now talking about the Gentiles are going to see the righteousness from an Old Testament perspective. That must have been very interesting for them to write that. And the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness. And which is true. We do see the righteousness, and that all kings thy glory, and thou shalt be called by a new name. Who's going to be called by a new name? The mouth of the Lord shall name it. That's the Father. So clearly we have the Father is going to be called by a new name. What is that new name? Well, the Son has a new name given to him, and that new name, of course, is Jesus. And again, the writers of writing the scriptures, say, Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel. Now, if Emmanuel, why would he be called Emmanuel? And then when you go back to the original interpretation, this is why. It says, which being interpreted is God with us. Wow. So right off the bat, another angle of understanding. God wanted everybody to know that Emmanuel, or Jesus Christ, was to mean, in the absolute purest sense, that he was God with his people. Then Joseph, being raised from sleep, did as the angel of the Lord had bidden him, and took him unto him his wife, and knew her not until she had brought forth her firstborn son, and he called his name Jesus. So we clearly see that the new name of the Father, from Isaiah 62:2, turned out to be Jesus. Very, very fascinating to me. Very exciting for me.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to watch the next video explaining the examples of the Old and New Testament Trinity verses.